Hey everyone. Welcome to the next episode. Just giving us a little gorgeous background music to get us ready for today. Get us into a bit of a Zen-like quality. I don't know if most people know this, but playing simple music like this before you start anything is a great way to calm yourself if you've been having a stressful day, if you're just rushing in here. Jen and I were just doing some exercises quickly to do that as well. And as we release that music, hopefully you're refreshed, marked down, and ready to go. Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to the Disrupt a Spark Show. I'm Susan Gaddy, your host, and I'm incredibly excited to bring with me Jen. And I'm going to allow Jen to say a quick hello and introduce herself. Go ahead, Jen.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Piran. I am a tarot advisor. I do corporate events. I do social events. You can see me at Tarot Tuesday at Multivino in Babylon Village. And that's what I do. That's what I'm here to talk about.
And honestly, this is like the best part of the story. So as you know, business advisor for Disruptive Spark, one of my goals is to help our clients to achieve their business goals. And a lot of the strategies that we teach our clients, we use ourselves. And one of them is the power of intuition and having intuitive ways to make really quick, fast decisions. And myself personally, I was experiencing, a huge decision that needed to be made. Something wasn't clicking. I was doing the same thing, not getting the result. And something just wasn't clicking. And I really couldn't get to the root cause, the source of the problem. And just like that, Jennifer, who I did not know, showed up in my Instagram feed that she was hosting this tarot card reading, and that if you had some decisions you needed to make in your life, come out and see her. So I said, okay, I'm a pretty adventurous person. I love tarot cards in my personal life. Never thought really to use it in my business life, but what the heck? It wasn't that far, and it wasn't that expensive, I'll be honest. And I'm like, it can't hurt. So I go out and I meet Jen. So fast forward, here we are today, because the crux of the story is I got the answer that I was looking for. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't anything I had expected. So I was trying to solve a problem around what audience should I be talking to? And I knew I wasn't talking to the right one, but I really didn't know which was the right one, or I felt like I did in any way. And with a couple of cards and a couple of conversations and some self-reflection questions, I walked out of there with a level of clarity that blew my mind. So being that it's my job to bring new and interesting tactics and strategies to my clients, I thought, wow, I'm going to really spend some time with Jen and understand how this works. And here we are today. So Jen, let me just turn it over to you really quickly. Mm-hmm. In a nutshell, how did working with you on the tarot cards help me to get clear about something that I didn't have a conscious awareness of?
Well, and that's key in what you just said. You didn't have a conscious awareness of it, but you did have the answer. So it was kind of cool, because like when we were talking, we kind of looked at the symbols together and we had a conversation. I am a huge believer in synchronicity and like Carl Jung, and what appeared sparked the conversation that you needed to have in that moment. So I remember a lot of it was about like audience. I remember looking at the symbols with you, kind of asking you, hey, what does this represent to you? And it's interesting because you gave yourself your clarity. Like the tarot was kind of like a tool. The tarot is really interesting because it has lots of archetypical symbols. It's got like the four elements, right? It's got the fire, it's got the water, it's got the earth, it's got the air. So kind of all representative of things that we use in life, right? So like it was interesting because I remember the conversation was you needed to shift like who you were branding to or your audience, but truly like you came up with your own clarity. Like the cards were there as a prompt. And you were so open. So it's kind of cool because it's I like to call it social self-reflection. So that's kind of like,
yes. Wait a minute. What was the term? Social self-reflection? Yes. And honestly, I'm going to say something. This is so true of myself and so many of the people that I work with. We struggle in silence. Mm-hmm. right? We don't always think to ask someone or, kind of get into a conversation. So I do believe that just talking it through with you,
Yep.
especially in sort of a relaxed atmosphere,
Mhm.
and then using the tarot and I think the word you said was like a self-reflective question. Is that right? Is that how you
Yeah,
said it?
so it's interesting too because it's yes, it's like social, it's self-reflection, it's fun, right? So
It
sometimes
was
it's just,
fun.
and it's interesting too. I love working at Multivino because it's like so many women are coming to like unwind after work, have a glass of wine, and they're working out their problems, they're connecting with friends, and like the tarot is just such a fun prompt, and it kind of, and I see it over and over. Like people come on Tuesday nights, like, "Oh, predict my future," and I'm like, "No, that's not what this is. Like, this is
All
more."
right. All right.
Yeah,
So let's
yeah,
pull this out a little bit because there's a lot of reasons people would be like, there's no way I can do this at work, right? It's
right,
fine
right,
in your
right.
personal life, but there's no way I can do this at work. So let's get to the heart of a couple of fire ones of these.
Mm,
So are we predicting the future?
not really.
No.
It's a way of predicting the future because it is influencing your actions, and kind of maybe through the conversation will give
Mhm.
you a prompt to guide you in a certain way. So yes, yes and no, but no, I'm not going to tell you you're having, three babies, and you're going to get married at 42. Like, so that's not
Yeah, that's
my
not
gig.
that's not the purpose of
Yeah.
this. It's
Yeah.
really that reflective side of things.
Yes.
Tell me about the science behind tarot because I was very
Mhm.
surprised to realize its longevity and its history and how it's been used over time. Somehow in the West, we kind of lost the thread on this, but this isn't new, right?
No, I mean, people have been doing different forms of tarot like since the Renaissance, truly. So the cards are really like a cultural collection of wisdom. Like there's many books written on it. Like there's one that I really, really love and appreciate called 78 Degrees of Wisdom. So the cards actually are kind of a collection of cultural symbols that, like Carl Jung will say, is part of the collective unconscious, right? The first 22 cards are kind of archetypes, like kind of mother, father, the manifester, the trickster, that the sage, that's kind of there in the cards. So depending on like if one of those comes up, you can have a conversation about that.
Hmm.
And even just with, like I had alluded to, like it's kind of broken into the four elements, which I could go on about forever, but like essentially,
We'll
like,
save that for sure.
yeah,
But getting into the heart of them, I think that that's something if someone wanted to continue the conversation would be a great place to explore one of
yes,
those things. We do want anybody to know who's watching. We've already dropped the link for it, but Jen has put together this really great, just simple one pager you could print, put it right on your desk for when you're decision making at work.
mm-hmm.
And it's just the meaning of each of these cards. And again, the goal, which we're going to do some demonstration for you so that you'll see it, the goal isn't that the card is going to predict the answer. The card is going to give you an opportunity to say, what does this mean for me?
Yeah,
What could this mean for
mm-hmm.
you? If I was a team leader, it might even be a fun activity to do once I got comfortable with it with a couple of people on my team, or maybe I have a trusted friend at work and we want to play around with this to see what kind of results that we're getting. To me, it's what I'm taking away from what you've said so far is that it's a great tool for collaboration. It's a great
Mm-hmm.
tool for self-reflection. And that when you're in that more relaxed, confident, comfortable state, we're actually a little bit more free to think and be creative. Does
Mm-hmm.
that seem about right?
Absolutely. Like as you're talking about it, I'm thinking it could be a helpful like catalyst, like a brainstorming method, just because something
Mhm.
will come up and you'll look at the symbol and be like, okay, what does this mean
What
to
does that
you?
mean?
Yeah, yeah, just like what stands out to you in this card? It's like so much of,
What a great
yeah,
question. I think we could do like a whole team building activity. We'll have to put that on our wish list for what to do next.
absolutely.
The thing that I always go back to, our work at Disruptive Spark is really about how do people perform at their best,
Yeah.
right? Or the other way sometimes we look at it is why don't people perform at the level they actually could? We're of the belief that people often tend to perform below what they actually can. And they do that for a whole bunch of reasons. I think the one that stands out for me in this conversation is our physiological response to stress. So we have a couple of systems in our body, and the way I like to think about this one is it's the electrical system.
Mm.
So your electrical system turns the lights on and off,
Yeah.
right? It makes sure the elevator is running. Without that system going on, it's you know, things short circuit. So
Yeah.
either they go too fast, they go too slow. In some cases, they freeze and pause altogether. And
Mhm.
that's really what we're seeing. Like sometimes you ever look at somebody and it's like a deer in the headlights. I can almost guarantee you that's a physiological response to stress. A lot of times over talking, or talking really fast, things like that, physiological response to stress. Our inability to make a decision either way, or to make the decision but not really be able to take the action. A lot of those things are a direct reflection of what's happening for you physiologically, and it's connected to your fight or flight
Mhm.
mechanisms, which are health systems, in your body. So it has nothing to do with you personally, and has more to do with just how your body is wired, or how it's been nurtured to perform. So I love this, because it gives people a different way to kind
Yeah.
of get past something that they have to deal with, right? Learning how to deal with that.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to see, I want to take a look at, we have Jason on here. I got to put my glasses on for this. He's like, so I'm not sure I believe in tarot, but figure I could ask about something that has been racking my brain for a while. Can I ask a
Mhm.
question? Please do. Because Jason, this is like the best part.
Mhm.
So please, yes, drop all your questions in the chat. That's the whole point of this, is that Jen has her tarot. You want to show everybody your cards? And we have some, I have some mystery questions for Jen, but we were hoping we
Okay.
would have some people on board. And if you drop your questions in there, we'll start putting them up on the screen. So Jason, if you're still with us, yes, please add your question. And just to get us started off, just Jen, tell
Yes.
everybody just what you're doing. Are you shuffling up the deck? How do you get started? How
Yeah.
do you prepare for the tarot? Give us a quick one on that.
Well, basically what I do, I mean, there is a bit of a spiritual component for it for me, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like it's basically what we're going to do. Like, so Jason has a question.
Yep.
We're going to kind of tap into the cards and we're going to see once he asks his question, okay,
I
what's
have
the
it
end?
here for, are you ready for it?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, so we're going to ask you the question, and then what are you going to do with the cards?
Well, basically, ask Jason to give me a number between 1 and 7.
Okay, Jason, if you can hear us, give us a number between 1 and 7. And while
Jason,
he's
if you
doing
could
that,
hear us.
I'm gonna, I'm
No
gonna read the
worries.
I'm gonna read the question for you.
Okay.
So Jason says, I've spent a lot of my professional career
Mhm.
always looking for the next step or promotion. Is this something positive, or
Okay.
should I just settle down and ride my current position out until retirement? And I
Oh,
think he's saying, trying to figure out the right balance at 50 plus. That's a great question.
that is
That's
a
a
great
great question. So
question.
it sounds like Jason has had a successful career,
Yeah.
and he probably has the pedal to the metal, right?
Mhm.
And maybe is trying to decide when is the right time to kind of let that go. And I can tell you his number is 5.
His number is
So
5.
I've got your question. Can you see the question on the screen when I do that? Does that help you?
Oh, yes.
Can
Okay.
you see
So,
it? Okay, great.
all right. So let me just do. I spent a lot of my professional career was looking for that. Okay. So, all right. So we're going to explore the energy around it. We're going to see what symbols come up.
Sorry. I
Nope,
didn't mean
that's
to do
okay. That was kind of trippy.
that. Hold on. I'm trying to make you bigger and me smaller.
I love it's
I think I'll just
live.
stick with
Here we
this.
are live. So we're okay. Wait. Messing up my mojo at Jason's question.
All
Okay.
right, here we go. Oh, we
Okay.
got some more questions. So go ahead.
Oh, good. Okay, very exciting. So okay. We're gonna explore. Okay, now I need to get back to my center here. So let me focus. I've spent a lot of my professional career always looking for the next step or promotion. Is this something positive? Or should I settle down and ride my current position out until retirement? Okay, so we're going to see what card comes up, right? So we're going to see what card comes up and see what the energy is around that question, and kind of look at the symbols that maybe you can explore. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to see the card that great, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Oh, this is a
Mhm.
good one. So, and you literally said next step, right? I spent a lot of professional career always looking for the next step. So we have the fool came up. I don't know if you can see it,
It's
but
a
the
little
fool.
blurry on my
Okay.
screen.
Uh, okay. But
That's
the
good.
fool, is this good?
Yep.
Sort of. Okay. So the
And I'm
fool
going to
is
make you
actually
bigger.
taking a step. So he's actually stepping off a cliff. Oh, actually, you can see it. So, Jason, if you're not familiar with the cards, what you need to do is look up the Fool. The Fool is saying, take that leap. This is like, there's a lot of good energy around this. So, the thing is, the cards are kind of saying, you know what? Imagine taking that next leap. I don't think you're done. Um, so maybe just kind of take some time to self-reflect on that. So the energy of the card around that and kind of going the next step is very positive because you probably are a very ambitious person.
Hmm.
And maybe you're not ready to rest on your laurels yet.
Or maybe the leap is, from a different perspective, right? So we'll kind of talk it out since
Yeah.
he's not here able to do it live. And Jason, feel free to add anything into the comments. But maybe the next leap is maybe it is time to change pathways.
Ooh.
So we do see a lot of people, especially in our practice, a lot of people in their late 50s into their early 60s that have had a very fruitful career. They've been very successful and they're not really ready to be done, but
Yeah.
they're ready to be done with what they've been doing. And they're oftentimes hesitant or uncertain about making that next shift, right? We're very comfortable and secure in what we've always done, but at some point it doesn't feel us like it used to, and we still want to be challenged and we still want to have growth. But what I think I would tell Jason is somebody that's gone on the other side is that you can actually find challenge and growth without the stress of the workday as you know it.
Mm.
So a lot of people don't believe that's true on the other side, but I can tell you I've done it and I've coached a lot of people through that. There's an adjustment period where what we're used to is not the same, but settling into it makes a big difference. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, definitely. And definitely take the time to look at the card yourself, right? So the fool is definitely like taking that next leap. And I really do see some synchronicity there because you said take the next step. And then that was a card of a man actually taking a step. So maybe kind of
Yep. And
reflect on that a
Jason
little
said
bit.
thank you. So hopefully that gave him a place to go. All
Thanks.
right. And Jason, I hope it shows you too that tarot card isn't about predicting the future, but using all of the resources and supports that are available to us to get in a better connection with ourselves. A lot of times we're just not as in tune with ourselves. We're just not used to asking ourselves these questions. And it's a great thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to put the next one up here on the screen. I got to put my glasses on. We'll go ahead and read it.
That's not a
Um,
relative, I swear.
oh, isn't that so funny? Will I have enough physical and mental strength to make it to retirement? Oh, there we go. This is
Oh,
the
another
theme of the
one.
night. I have many years to complete in my career, and it's very exhausting. Oh my goodness, Jessica, thank you for sharing that with us. Can you give us a number, 1 to 5? Or is it 1 to 7? We were doing one
One
to
to seven.
seven.
1 to 7.
Give Jen a number 1 to 7. And Jen, what does that do for you? How do you use that number?
Well, the 7 is so it's kind of like just a quick way of me helping, especially if the client's not in front of me, just kind of
Mhm.
like give me a number to kind of select the card out of the deck. And
Okay.
I just like the number 7 because it is kind of like a card of spirituality and guidance. So
Gotcha. Okay. So Jessica gave us a 5.
5.
So
Ooh, two
to go
fives.
back to the question again, she's got a lot of years to work yet. And the question she's asking is, will I have enough physical and mental strength to make it to retirement?
Physical and mental strength. And it's interesting that you said physical. So
Mhm.
that could be represented by wands. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see what she's got. Oh, okay.
Mm.
So you're thinking about so the card that you got here. Oh, I wish I could have a better way of prompting it. Is the Ace of Swords. So you can kind of see it. It's a hand holding up a sword. And the aces are kind of the card of ideas, right? So especially with the swords, it's kind of like you're channeling ideas, you're channeling inspiration. So I think for me, the symbol that's here is as long as you stay kind of inspired or kind of can keep thoughts um, new or fresh, that will kind of help fuel your energy moving forward. So, what I would encourage for you, like that's kind of the general meaning of the card. So, like when you're holding the sword, it also has like a crown, which indicates victory, clarity, strength, because it's holding up the sword. So, if you're looking for that encouragement of saying, what's going to keep up my stamina? I would definitely say the Ace of Swords is telling you just keep your ideas fresh. Kind of always take that time to step back and think about things from a new perspective, and that may help you get across that finish line, even though you have many many years.
That's so good. Well, I think we're gonna get a little insight in here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, that was a new question. So Jessica, that was the end of your answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that that helps you to kind of think about how to get your mental and physical clarity. And I would also say one of the things that we talk about and teach a lot at Disruptive Spark is energy management. So that physical and emotional depletion is actually
Mm-hmm.
usually a sign of like overwork, overstress, being under supported, under resourced. All of those things lead to an incredible amount of stress that creates that physical drain and that mental drain. So there's many, many, many what we call energy management practices that help you channel and move that stress out of your body. So be looking for those types of things that help you to release daily stress
Mm-hmm.
in a really productive way. That'll take some of that heaviness away from it as well. All right, you ready for another question?
Yes.
Okay. And do me a favor when you were shuffling the cards, just hold them up a little bit because I want people to actually see what you're doing.
Okay, I'll
And
move back
um,
here.
James, I'm going to ask you also to pick the number from 1 to 7. So it looks like James is a business owner. I've reached a point in my business where I've decided to reinvest and attempt to grow it to a point where I can leave my day job.
Ooh.
Ooh, or accept it as a passion project and a bit of extra cash. Ooh, I like this. I like this question. That's a really pivotal place to be,
Yeah. This-
right? Do I double down and go all in on the business and make that big leap?
Mhm.
Or should I keep it as it is, a great way to make extra money
Right.
and stay, in the security of a full-time job? All right. James, do we have a number from you 1 to 5? Hi, Nancy. Welcome. If you have a question for us, we're doing indecision, work indecision with tarot cards. So if you have a question, you can put that in the chat for us. And it looks like James gave us the number 7.
Number 7. Okay.
So I'm going to give you the spotlight.
Okay. So, all right. So let me just kind of think here. I've reached a point in my business where I've decided to reinvest and attempt to grow it to a point where I can leave my day job. Or should I accept it as a passion project? All right. So typically, what I would do, okay, I would typically, if you were in front of me, I'd kind of pull cards on, like, okay, let's say you stayed or, you know, kind of try to grow it. We would pull cards on that. And then kind of in the other direction, think of it as a passion project. But since we're going to just do one card, let's see what the energy is around this for you. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Ooh. Okay, so this
All right.
this
When
one.
you start with the ooh, I get super excited.
Well, it's actually a really interesting card, and I think about this because it's the moon. Oh, actually, you can almost see
Oh,
it. So, the moon card, and it's interesting because in this card, and Jim's question's kind of calling to me here. There's two animals. Like number one, when the moon comes up, it's kind of like I need clarity. I'm not sure which direction to go. So this is a really synchronistic card for you to pick. And then there's two animals in the forefront. There's a domestic dog and there's the wolf. So it's kind of like the more tame, the more like traditional, the more like kind of 9 to 5 Jim. And then there's the wolf. There's the one that's going rogue. He's following his passion, right? So
That's so crazy.
isn't it crazy? I know.
Yes.
This happens all the time. It's amazing. So like it's interesting to me because it's like literally the path for you right now is not clear, and it's like I think you're just going to really need to kind of tap into your intuition more of that, like kind of thinking about your persona is kind of like, hey, I'm tame, I'm kind of following what I should be doing domestically, kind of following the traditional path, but there is this wolf that is calling to you, that's literally calling you to say, come on, follow the path of adventure. um
Oh, that is juicy.
I
That is
know, right?
seriously juicy. I
It's
love the path of adventure.
mhm.
I
It's
love that. Okay. Um, let's see. That was great advice. That was great advice. So honestly, like there is indecision, right? And we
mhm,
are, needing to be even more reflective. And I just want to point out to everybody too that if you were working with Jen, like when I worked with Jen, we sat together. She had this great sheet. We looked at what was before, what was after. We were able to answer questions
mhm.
back and forth. We're kind of limited in this space,
Yeah,
but I
with
hope
just
it's
one
just
card.
giving you a taste for how interesting it is. Like that the cards actually do always somehow
They
magically align to whatever it is we're talking about, and that there's it just prompts really good conversation, and guidance and direction. All right, so I think we have time for one more question. Believe it or not, it's already 7:30.
oh my gosh.
But I see, let's see. Marilyn got a question up here, so we're going to get hers on the screen for us.
Marilyn.
And okay, so Marilyn, welcome. Okay, so what energy is guiding me on to the next steps or chapter in my life? Oh, I like this.
This is
What
good.
energy?
So that's a really good. I love questions like that because then we're gonna kind of see like, okay, what comes up for you because it's really open, right?
And
Um,
Marilyn, if you can drop us a number between 1 and 7, drop us a number between 1 and 7. And then I do want to remind everybody while we're just waiting on that number from Maryland, 1 to 7, that I have put get from Jen. We have a great giveaway for anybody that's here, anybody that catches it on the replay. Get the meaning. I'm going to put it up so you can see it. But it's the meaning for common tarot card symbols. So you may or may not have like your own deck, right? In order to really, I guess, use this, you would need a deck. But it is just really interesting to have this by your side because I think you could just use the prompts when you're thinking about
mhm,
things. You could just use these as prompts as like a sort of a real life version of Chat GPT. That's how I would think about it.
mhm.
All right, and Marilyn gave us the number 6. So let me give you the space on the screen. I love everybody to see what you're doing. So she's shuffling up her cards. You're going to
Shuffle,
shuffle them
shuffle,
6
shuffle.
times.
Yep.
She picked
One.
6.
Yep.
Okay, and we're going to
2.
put Marilyn's question up there. What energy is guiding me on to the next steps or chapter in my life? And we're keeping tonight a bit focused on career. So let's see. Let's put that caveat in there and see what
Okay.
that kind of result leads to.
This is a fantastic one.
This is my favorite part of the reveal. I love your response.
Ta-da! This is, oh my God. So this is the ace. Actually, this is a second ace that we got coming out tonight. So this is the Ace of Pentacles. It is literally a hand coming out of the clouds holding a pentacle. So it's opportunity. And then it's interesting because if the path isn't clear to you right now, I would definitely take the time to kind of meditate and look at like, hey, what's going well already? And to kind of expand on that because it looks like you're being gifted an opportunity here. Ace of Pentacles is definitely the card that represents Earth. It represents career. It represents money. It doesn't, and some people get it like, oh my God, I'm getting money. No, you're not going to win the lottery, Marilyn. You are going to have an opportunity. Maybe something's going to be presented to you that you can take and develop. So it's kind of keeping your eye out for things that are kind of around you right now that are going well that you can expand on and kind of like leaning into those things to help develop them. but usually when that starts, it's like, again, saying next steps, chapter of my life. Like, this is the new chapter that's starting.
Mhm.
And you are going to have kind of an opportunity for wealth. But yes, kind of look around and see what's already kind of going well and where you can expand on those things.
That's such great advice because the things that get created are always based on things that are happening in people's lives
Mm-hmm.
that they find a way to solve for, whether they make something better, easier, a product that didn't exist before, a service. That's great advice to be looking at your own life just kind of with a unique and different lens, and
Mm-hmm.
I tend to like the what if. So
Yeah.
what if, or who said I can't, or one of the questions that the conversations I loved with my clients is who told you you couldn't. There's always like
Mm.
a voice in our head. There's something
Yeah.
that was given to us from somebody else, usually with hopefully best intentions, right, and the intention of keeping us safe. But it's a question I ask my clients all the time: who said you can't?
Right.
Who told you? Because if you're not doing something you want to do, somebody actually told you that you couldn't, you shouldn't, it wasn't safe. And that could be a person, it could be a system, it could be a function, it could be an experience. Sometimes it's up to the individual to figure out what that was. So, well, listen, we have come up to the end of our hour. I do want to just, Jason has one quick question here, just follow up. I'm going to put that up on the screen. Let's see if we can get him a quick answer on this. It says, do you ever pull cards that actually amaze you on how accurate it feels?
Actually, yes. Like, I would have to say, like, every night that I will go out and go to Multivino, something synchronous will happen. Like, there is um there's some magic there. I mean, I definitely think I see it as a self-reflective tool, but there's been some times where I was like, "Oh, wow." I'll look at something and like not know anything about the client across from me, and I'll be like, "Oh, this card typically means divorce." And they're like, "No, I'm going through a divorce." And I'm like, "Interesting."
Yeah.
Does
And
that
I can share from my personal
yeah.
experience too, like, when you are intentionally seeking some sort of answer, you are
Yeah.
more likely to get it. Right. So,
Yeah.
like, I wasn't sitting in my house going, oh, woe is me. I don't know how to solve this problem. Like, I wasn't in the victim mentality around it. I
Right.
was in the energy of action and intention around finding an answer. And
Right.
because that was true, like, I was very open and receptive to receive it. So it kind of works both ways.
Mhm. For
When
sure.
people come to you, they physically have left their house or at least showed up for something, right? And they have an intention that they're looking. And so their energy is very focused, their mental capacity, their listening skills,
Mhm.
all of the things that sometimes are dulled in our normal life become hyper aware, I guess is the most important point. So things that wouldn't normally come
Right.
through, they just do come through. It is really exciting. We often do all of our executive retreats and a lot of our goal plannings we do in we do out of the office. We never allow our clients to do those things in an office setting. It's not really a very creative place. And if we can, we take them on forest bathing walks. So we actually take them,
That's so cool.
even if there's just a couple of trees, you don't need a whole forest. You just do, but like something that has that extra energy and the calmness that just allows for creative thinking to take place. So listen, Jen, I knew this was going to be a hit. I knew people loved tarot card readings like I did for my personal life and had no idea that it was a transferable skill
Mhm.
into business and that it literally solved one of the biggest obstacles to productivity, to goal achievement, sales success, whatever it is you do for a living. I can guarantee you that hesitation, that indecision that often comes from physiological response to stress is
Mhm.
keeping you from doing it better, faster, less
Mhm.
expensive, and creating bigger and better results for it. So, Jen, do me this. If
Yes.
somebody actually wanted to work with you
Uh-huh.
and do these cards live, how could they get in touch with you to be able to do that?
Oh, absolutely. So I think on the landing page we had posted. I have a Gmail, so my LLC is Queen of Wands Tarot Advising, right? So Queen of Wands TA at Gmail is my email. I'm also looking for more followers on my Instagram, which is Wands underscore and wisdom. Um, oh, Wands and Anyway, it's on the
Just say,
landing
'cause I'm
page.
typing it out for you. It's wands underscore and
Underscore wisdom.
wisdom.
Yes. So
Okay.
that's usually where I post all of my events. And you can kind of see like I've done a cornucopia of things. So I've done some
Awesome.
workshop type stuff. I do again a lot of social self reflection at places like Multivino. I'm going to be at uh, actually a dive bar chain in New York City for Halloween.
Love it.
So yeah, no, it's cool. But I also do work with CEOs and people like yourself, like to do workshops and learning about tarot and like how it can be
Mhm.
used as an intuitive development tool.
Yeah,
So,
without a doubt. So listen, round of applause
oh, thank you
as
so
we're
much,
wrapping up
Susan.
here. Round of applause. Thank you for
Ah,
sharing your unique gifts and talents with us. It was such a great opportunity to
thank you, Susan.
be educated on how to use this and what it can do, and actually seeing a couple of these examples. I don't know. I feel like maybe we're going to have to do this again because this was
I would
really way
love
too
it.
fun. I want to remind everybody that at Disruptive Spark, this is exactly what we're here to do: is to help our clients to achieve their goals, and that we look at all solutions and bring into their hands things they're not even thinking about, and how they can move forward with less stress, more impact, and to really live healthy, productive lives, as well as being successful at work. I know I spent a good deal of my career thinking those things couldn't be combined. And we decided to build a company and teach people how to lead their companies so that they could be. And we're grateful to have people like you in our network. So thank you for being with us today.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank
You
you.
can follow Disruptive Spark at Disruptive Spark at Instagram, on Facebook, of course, our YouTube page. We're on LinkedIn as well. And I'm Susan Gaddy1. So till we see you next time, thank you so
Bye,
much.
Susan.